Hey guys, I'm outside Richmond Park, arguably the biggest game of the League of Ireland this year. The two teams joint top of the table, Dundalk and St Pat's, face off at Richmond Park. I'm Donagh and you're watching the League of Ireland interview show.
So nice, she'd shake the world with just a smile. Why does she change? A gentle heart, loving eyes, with real in the sky. It's such a shame. Johnny wears that color sometimes. Johnny wears that color sometimes. It's the color of her real mind. It's changed that has made me blind. Here she comes everybody, here she comes everybody. She just can't say goodnight, she just can't say goodnight. To the girl she wants to hide, the girl that she ignores, the girl that I adore. I saw her just the other day. She wouldn't stop, she wouldn't stay and talk with me. I met her then the other week. She was kind, she was sweet. How can this be? Johnny wears that color sometimes. Johnny wears that color sometimes. The color of her real mind. Change that has made me blind. Here she comes everybody, here she comes everybody. She just can't say goodnight, she just can't say goodnight. The girl she wants to hide, the girl that she adores, the girl that I adore. What's the color of love? What's the color of life? What's the color of fear? What's the color of strife? Watch the colors all changing, watch the colors collide. Tell me why she don't understand, it's her I like. Johnny wears that color sometimes. Johnny wears that color sometimes. The color of her real mind. It's change that has made me blind. Johnny wears that color sometimes. Johnny wears that color sometimes. The color of her real mind. Change that has made me blind. Johnny wears that color sometimes. Johnny wears that color sometimes. Johnny wears that color sometimes.
Darrell Kavanagh, man of the match. Great win, and it puts you firmly in the driver's seat for that league title.
3 points ahead, alright. Like I said, great win coming into the game tonight. That was our aim, to get the 3 points, and I think it was a good game, and I think we were deserved winners in the end.
And that goal, like to make it 2-0, it really clinched it in the end.
Yeah, from my own perspective, like, I was happy to get a goal, but like I said, the 3 points was our aim, you know, and it's a massive 3 points, I think.
Dundalk still very much in that title race though, and of course with the result the way it looks like going in UCD, where Sligo are probably going to beat them. Like the title race, this isn't exactly the clinching one that the fans thought it was a bit.
No, not at all. Like, there's still 5 more games to be played. Like, we're only 3 points ahead. Dundalk have been playing well this year, and like I said, it's not nowhere near over, you know. We still have to concentrate in the next game.
And you're back at Pat's now. I haven't spoken to you since you came back. Have you been enjoying being back?
I'm delighted to be back here, you know. I love playing here, and like tonight, like, it's a great night, and hopefully we can push on.
It must have been a sort of a strange one, show where Liam gives you the call in mid-season, and you obviously Cork have their own sort of commitments, but like with the way that the situation was in Cork, it mustn't have been difficult to come to the team who have been in the driver's seat for the league pretty much all season. Yeah, well, like, you know, Liam came and called, and you know, I was happy to get the call, and I came, and like I said, look, nights like this are great. Like, hopefully we can push on. And finally, you know, back to tonight, Dundalk, they've especially as yourself, like a sort of an attack-minded sort of player. Like Dundalk have arguably one of the better midfields in the league. You know, the Richie Towell. It helped that O'Donnell got sent off for Dundalk, but it must have been a very difficult side to break down.
Yeah, well, I think throughout the whole year, like when I was down at Cork, Pats have been the best team all year, and personally I think Pats' midfield all year have been the best. You know, and
you have to say that, don't you?
Oh no, of course, that's how I felt before I came here. You know, and the lads are good, all right, and for Dundalk, Stevie and Richie Towell and the lads. But like, you know, I think our three when Miss Greg Bolger there tonight, and the lads went in there and played great. Chris Forrester, John Russell, Killian Brennan. You know, I think from my own perspective, we have the best midfield in the league. You know, and I just think we can push on now.
All right, well, thanks very much. That's a very tough result to take, but you know, it probably wasn't Dundalk's best performance.
No, it wasn't our best performance tonight, I think. But having said that, you know, in the first half, up to the goal, we actually had the two best chances probably. Richie Towell either side of half time. Peter Cherry didn't really have anything to do until he picked the ball out of the net. You know, I think we didn't play well on the night, but we weren't really threatened either. Although Pats had a lot of the play and definitely territorially had the advantage, but there was no real no clear-cut chances.
That's where we're quite physical in the early stages, especially with Richie Towell, and tried to freeze him out, and it really showed in the Dundalk midfield.
No, I didn't think it had any effect, to be honest.
Really?
No. Yeah, but I think you know, we didn't play as well as we can overall. Enough of our players didn't play to their potential. We've won 8 games on the spin. We've been very, very consistent. We have to look to go again now and try and win next week against Limerick.
You mentioned Limerick, you know, back at that home support which you've talked about before. It's so important for Dundalk, and you still, like, this is only 3 points lost. That title race is still very, very much on.
Well, we're focusing on the games. We've 2 games next week, Limerick and Derry, so we have to try and get ourselves back on track.
Alright, thanks very much. Liam, great results. You're top of the league, but there's still 5 games to go. I think the fan celebrations might have been a bit premature.
Well, they can celebrate tonight's victory, which is great. I thought we deserved it. I thought we played reasonably well in the second half. The goals were fantastic. That said, as you say, it is only 3 points with 5 games to go, and there's no easy games. We need to make sure we address them all, you know, one by one.
You probably have the harder of the 2 runners if you have to look at it, like, statistically, with the way that Pats have played against each of the teams, like, and you slugger over to play very near the end. It's definitely, as I said, not one.
No, look, we're, as I said beforehand to the lads, listen, all we're playing for here is 3 points tonight, so if we'd had a loss, we still would be looking at trying to address Bray next week, and Limerick have Dundalk, I think it is, next week, so it should be a difficult match for both of us. That said, we've won, put us in a good position now, a goal difference. That said, listen, we've took nothing for granted. It's a great victory, great night for all belonging to Pats, but we're addressing Bray next week and take it on the merits from there.
You know, the midfield for Pats tonight, they bossed Dundalk, who I'd argue were probably, like, joint with yourselves, probably the best midfield this season. And you know, they isolated Richie Towell, they frustrated Stephen O'Donnell, and it was a very good display in that respect. Yeah,
look, we did well. Bear in mind as well from last week, Greg Budger was suspended because he got sent off last weekend, and Shane McFaul was injured. But the lads came in, stepped in, done great. Forrester was great. So was John Russell, plenty of energy, and Killian Brennan, who had been injured all week with a swollen ankle and whatever. We just strapped him up and he hobbled on, and they did brilliant. So listen, I'm delighted for them all. It was a great effort.
And finally, you know, did you almost find it like not easier as such to play against Dundalk? But they have, like, they're going out and they're top of the league, well, joint top of the league before kick-off. Like, they come out and they have to sort of go gung-ho, try to win this game, and you know, other teams might line out almost to not lose against Pats. So did you find that almost easier to work with?
Necessarily so. I mean, in fairness to Dundalk, they've beaten us twice before this season, so you know, we have to take that on its merit and say, listen, where are we at with these? They set up a certain way, we've set up to try and counter some of their strengths and work on our own. So and there was some degree of work this evening. So listen, it is just 3 points. You know, we'll move on. Alright,
thanks very much. In Birmingham, great win. That's just delighted with that.
Yeah, obviously we're all over the moon with it, but obviously there's still a long way to go. I think there'll be a lot of more twists and turns, but puts us in the driving seat now, and hopefully we can kick on now next week and run our massive game against Bray next week. So yeah, it's a great win tonight, but we'll just look forward to Bray now.
Dundalk, probably the biggest game of your last 6.
Yeah, well, obviously Rovers was a big game last week in the Cup. We obviously wanted to stay in that, but obviously it wasn't to be. And then obviously the next game is the biggest game, so we were delighted to get the 3 points tonight, and I think we fully deserved it.
And you know, they did push you, and it definitely helped that O'Donnell was sent off. You know, being one of the most influential midfielders in the league at this stage.
I don't really think so. I think we are.
You had the 2 goals.
I think we were comfortable and we were well on top, like so. I don't really think I had a major burden on the game, but no, we're delighted and we'll just kick on to Bray now.
It's it's been a strange season all over the league, you know, with all the shock results, and I bet you now if you were to win those next 5 games and to win the league, I bet you would take losing those first 2 games against Dundalk for this one now.
No doubt about it. Obviously we got beaten by them twice this year, so we had to go out and not let them have it.
I wasn't too confident for you before this.
We were confident. All the lads were confident going into the game. We were confident we could get the 3 points, and I think over the whole 90 minutes I think we were fully deserved of our 3 points.
And you know, finally with the way the run-ins are, you know, you still have Sligo Rovers to play, and you have to go out to Bray on next week, and you know, compared to Dundalk where they don't have any of the top 6 teams to play, it's a tough run-in.
It's a tough run-in for us, but it's equally as tough for them. There's teams fighting for their life down the bottom of the league. They'll be coming out, won't be easy. I think the bigger games, you don't need any motivation to play. The bigger teams will go out and but I think the tougher games will be the so-called lower teams, so we'll prepare right for every game, and obviously hopefully we can go on and kick on, and now when we can win the league I think we're in a great position now, so we'll be confident going into the last 5 games.
Alright, thanks very much. Mark Rossiter, poor result, but you know it's very much not over, and I'd probably argue that Dundalk have a better chance now than Pats would have had you beaten them tonight.
Look, I think the most disappointing thing for us is all the things that we've done well to get to this point of the season we didn't show tonight, and you know, if we to play the way we normally play and get beaten hands up, but you know, we were just disappointing all night, to be honest.
Pats, they really sort of bossed your midfield, who have probably been the best midfield in the league this season, and it showed. Like they isolated Richie Towell, and he's been sort of one of the key men in the League of Ireland this year, so that was obviously a huge factor.
Well, like the Pats midfield, in fairness, you've got Killian, John Russell. John Russell to me is arguably one of the best midfielders in the league as well, and he was very good tonight. You know, from the start they were at it, and you know, they were first everything. We were second best all night long, and you know, I suppose we probably got what we deserved in the end. And
finally, you know, as I said, you know, you did lose tonight, but of the 2 teams, obviously you can't afford to get complacent, but you don't have any top 6 teams to play in this last 5, so it like, if you had to look at statistically, you have the better chance of winning all the rest of your games.
Look, there's no easy games in this league. If you don't perform on a night, as we seen earlier on in the year, UCD beat us at home, so you know, we're going to have to be at it.
That was fair unlucky though. I was there that night.
Yeah, but look, we've got 2 games. You know, the Pats are playing Bray on Thursday, and we've got 2 games before they play again. So it's up to us to have our heads right for Limerick at home next week, and you know, come out with the 3 points.
All right, thanks very much, Chris Forrester. Great result, goal, and you know, you're top of that league, and 5 games to go. It's looking good.
Yeah, it's looking very good. I suppose it's only 1 game.
Yeah.
This game, I think, wouldn't have defined our season, so the 3 points is massive. It gives us that leeway, so I think it's good, but we're not getting over exaggerated here, but we know there's big 5 games to go, and we're going to just kick on for that.
You mentioned, you know, how it is a good result, but as you say, like the league title was definitely not won tonight, especially considering if you had to go on previous form against the teams and general sort of like statistics almost, you'd say that Dundalk, with only bottom 6 teams to play in their last 5, probably have an easier running.
Well, I don't necessarily agree, because I think if you consider who they're playing, they'd be playing, I think, Bows and stuff like that. They're all going to be fighting to stay up, so maybe they'll need the win. So I think playing teams at the top and playing teams at the bottom, I don't think it's going to make a difference. I think on the day, I think any team can beat anyone, especially in this league. So I don't know. I don't really think it's necessary, it's going to make a difference who they're playing, I think.
And you got yourself, as I said, you know, a goal tonight. Like I didn't think I wouldn't have pinned you for the aerial kind of player to be banging in headers.
Yeah, it's an unknown talent I have, I suppose. But, I'm just happy to score wherever way I score. I don't really care. I haven't scored in maybe 16, 15 games or something. It's been shocking, but I was just glad to get the goal for the lads tonight.
And Dundalk, he really bossed them, and he showed in midfield that he looked superior tonight, and especially against what I would argue is probably throughout the season with yourselves probably even joint top the best midfield of the league.
Yeah, they have a lot of good players in there, but so do we. I think Killian and John were excellent today, so I was expecting an even battle going into the game, so we'll be kind of come out on top, so it's good for us, Alright,
thanks very much.